Shane, did you dig that bad boy out of a box someplace?
I did. Hopefully you can hear me.
Oh, I can hear you, man. And you
Oh,
sound good. You
perfect.
sound clear. This must have been like a gaming headset.
I
What
wish. No,
do you got
just
for
some
us,
old
man?
school headphones. So 911 hangups were dispatcher calling them back. It's late at the night. You get there, it is an open door, but nobody is returning the phone calls. They just keep hanging up. Good to enter. And then another situation where there's no open door and they're refusing to come to the door.
Okay. A big thing for me is what's your prior history at the house and
Mhm.
what's your prior history with that phone number?
Okay. If there's any exigency with like screaming in the background or anything like that.
Oh, I mean, you changed my
Okay.
fact, you changed my answer, man. You got screaming in the background, rock and roll, right? You have a
Hmm.
specific, I mean, you can articulate a reasonable belief that there is an emergency ongoing inside that house. Then yeah, you're good. You've got
Okay.
history with DV with the phone number, history with DV at the house, history with overdoses. I mean, what is the history at the house? You guys, if you have no history there, that's a harder issue. Open door for me as a supervisor, I'm good. Make sure you are announcing before making that entry. Closed door, no history. Repeated 911 hangups. How certain am I it's coming from that house? You got to make that decision on scene. Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, the I'm good with all of them except the closed door. All we have is 911 hang up. Yeah, we want to try if it's from a cell phone, see if we can come
Zach,
to that house.
Are you
Mhm.
good with going into the backyard and looking into windows?
Yes, I think in a situation like, especially the repeated 911 calls.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, the limited intrusion into the curtilage, I think, is a reasonable first step.
Okay.
And that's if that is unproductive, and then we're thinking about going inside. Again, how certain are we that this call is coming from this house? And that's all we have is the door is closed. We can't see anything from the outside, and then we become relatively certain it's from the house. I'd make that call and say, go ahead go check it out.
Okay. And is there any new case law on any of this?
Nothing from the
Like,
Supreme Court, obviously,
okay.
but all of these are going to be very fact specific situations.
Okay.
Shane, if
Yes.
you man, look up here, I'll pop it in the chat right now. It's Delaware versus Garnett. It's a very recent case. I think it's very interesting. And it's one that I teach sometimes when we talk about emergency aid. Because I think that it highlights the importance of making sure that everybody is on the same page as far as what it is you're doing there and why. Because in this case, there was absolutely a reasonable belief that there was an emergency occurring, but the issue became one of the supervisors on scene said, no, if there was no answer, we would have just left, which is extremely surprising for me, right? Because all the facts indicate that no, we absolutely should go into this house. There was an emergency going on, and in fact, they went in and found the female homeowner beaten to death. So
Okay.
check that case out. See if you can find that bad boy. It's an interesting analysis. Garnett versus Delaware.
Thank you.
Yep.